Thank you for joining us at Managing Retirement. Well, you're retired. Congratulations. Now, what is the game plan? What comes next is the question we've asked each other for years. Let's look at the journey we're all taking. Whether you've already left or you're just packing your desk up, we'll face the same hurdles. There are 6 stages of life after retirement. Stage 1, the countdown. Many start winding down, ending the professional identity, leaving their structured life behind. Planning on what happens the day after you walk away, that's our first hurdle. For me, it really didn't hit me until that following Monday. I woke up, I said, my 50-hour-a-week job is gone. Now what? Well, now you're on to stage 2, the permanent vacation. Experts tell us this will last up to 2 years. I don't really think so. It didn't for me. Well, we start working on the Big 10 retirement list. Planning, booking those bucket list trips, visiting family, cruises, making those changes to the house that we've been waiting to do for years. Then there's going to be those days you don't want to do anything. And that's okay. You don't have to. The third stage, the is this it phase, once the novelty of our freedom wears off, many start to ask, what is my new life? We start to feel a loss of former identity. Who am I now? The days start to get longer. We realize our friendships are starting to fade with our work. The pivot stage. This is the critical stage for all of us. When it comes, sooner or later, we start actively building a new life. Getting involved in hobbies, regular volunteering, maybe starting that side business you wanted to do. The new normal, that's stage 5. We've settled into a new routine. We have a new circle of friends away from our job. And we'll be moving from retiree to living that next stage. The last stage, stage 6, the final reflection stage. At this point, the focus moves to mentoring younger generations, passing down inheritance, and concentrating on our health. Next, we're going to talk about those stages, how they affect the transition, and what it means to each of us. Thank you for joining us at Managing Retirement. Whether you're thinking about, ready to, or already retired, we talk all things retirement here. Please subscribe, like, and comment on any subjects you'd like to hear about. We're glad you're here. Now, let's talk a little about those stages and how they work. Each of us will have our own story, and it may sound familiar to what you're going to hear, or you could be going in a totally different direction. But the 6 stages will come into play to some degree for almost all of us, except for maybe stage 6. Let's look at some factors that will have an impact on our choices and how fast we move between stages. The retirement gap. In almost every stage, you'll notice the median income for 65 and older is 20 to 25% lower than the general population. To maintain the lifestyle you've been used to, you're going to need 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income. Depending on what your journey is going to be, your income may take a huge change. To give us an idea on how things have changed, we're going to look at a 10-year difference using the median household income. For those 65 and older, in 2015, your yearly income is probably around $38,515. Those that retire in 2025, your income is up to $56,680. Despite the drop in pre-retirement income, roughly 90% of us will prefer to stay in our current homes or areas. And the reason for that is simple. It's familiar, the house is probably paid off, and you stay connected to your old neighborhood, so you're really comfortable. The other choice is to move to right size, which can involve the single-story swap, the lock and leave lifestyle, and relocating for proximity. This is where the 10-year rule comes into play, and I've seen a lot of people that it's affected. Depending on your income, health, family choices, you'll decide whether you're staying put, with the positives being emotional comfort, zero moving stress, and you know your community. The negatives turn out to be maintenance burdens and possibly isolation now that you're actually retired and staying home more. Moving on, the pros: lower maintenance, better accessibility, and the all-important fresh start. Now, the positives here are going to be lower maintenance, better access, and a fresh start. The cons: high cost of moving, the emotional toll of decluttering, which shouldn't be underestimated. We start to make the changes in our monthly expenses and our income. These changes will combine to guide our decision in stage 2, considering many of us will see an income drop of over 25%. The sooner we can make the changes to those plans for our vacation mindset, the better off we'll be. I know I was thinking about just getting those odds and ends cleared up. I wanted the end of my first month of retirement to be a fresh start. Well, once we clean up those loose ends, we move on to thoughts of our bucket list items, visiting our family, staying here, or relocating in earnest. I will advise you to make sure your communications on goals and plans with your spouse are very clear. You all need to be on the same retirement schedule. I remember the day I came home. I said, I'm done. I picked my retirement date. How about you? Well, I wasn't ready for what I heard, which was, you can't possibly be serious, are you? Well, we've been talking about this for months. I thought it was a done deal. And someone else, they thought it was still just a dream. So please be very clear on your timelines. It's really important. The transition stage 4 has a lot to do with your goals, your agreed upon plans. Some of us will ease into stage 4, others will smash right through it. Since both of us, my wife and I, were really agreed on making the move, it came fast and with little decision. Our plans were in place, we just needed to put them in action. Starting a new life in a new place creates an urgency that gets everything started. The pivot stage and the new normal just blend together and seem to flow. The excitement of a new life and establishing a new routine, they'll have your views very positive. The options will have you moving from being retired to living your next life. I believe the main difference is the speed in which you enter stage 5. In future videos, we'll be looking into cutting your expenses and what your income looks like. It's very important that things excite us about our new life and our new options. And what are they? That's one of the key things I think you need to concentrate on when you get there. Thank you for stopping by Managing Retirement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on what you'd like to hear more about. We'll be seeing you.